Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Hello to you and welcome to Heart of Christ Ministry. I'm your host, Reverend Sean Robert Grant, popping in and out, but I feel like what's happening is instead of doing quantity this year, we're getting some extraordinarily quality messages. And that becomes ideal because we got to take quality over quantity any day. I think last year I was just cranking them out because I was just so happy to have a ministry. Now it's like, okay, what can we offer to the rest of the world that is of quality, that's going to transform, impress their lives, empower them, and just leave them feeling good. And so here we are. So before we get into that, though, I just want to touch on one thing. And, I've never been one to get political about anything. And I'm not going to start, right? Because all it does is create division. And I'm not going to say anything specific, but I just want you to understand and share this with somebody today. The ideal of every human being, every divine being that emanated as a human, is to love their fellow man and woman, right? Full-blown love and acceptance, free of judgment, right? Free of hatred, free of any of that stuff. So what that means is you are loving every single aspect of life in this universe, human beings included, animals, whatever it is. And when I mean love, I'm not talking about romantic googly moogly love. I'm talking about the acceptance that says, you know what, regardless of how you feel, I respect your opinion, I respect your beliefs, and I accept you for who you are. Done deal, right? I say that, I use my platform to say that because the bottom line is that's what matters, right? And I didn't plan on saying it, but let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Vaccine, no vaccine, let love rule, right? Let love rule. And love says, guess what? I accept you. This universe is about free will, right? Making a choice that resonates with your heart. So if you decide to get it, I respect and I accept your choice. If you don't decide to get it, I respect and I accept your choice. How easy is that? And what does that do? That creates more love. It expands more love within the universe. So I just thought I'd add that in for you guys today because it's important to remember that message because sometimes we just kind of fall short. And I'm not saying that you are who are watching it are falling short, but it's good. It's a good refresher to remember, right? I figure that's something for me that I need to reiterate every single day. So I'm very happy about that. So let's get into this. First things first. Where we at? Oh, yes. So if you have any questions whatsoever, any prayer requests, any seeking of advice, no matter what it is that you want to contact Heart of Christ Ministry, please feel free to write to us at seanG04@gmail.com. We will get back to it as soon as we possibly can. And once we get there and get your message, we will respond accordingly. Okay. Correspondence is usually pretty quick because my phone is always close by. So thank you in advance for writing to us. If you have any questions, feel free. I'm thinking maybe doing a segment of Ask Reverend Sean again, but we'll see what people want to hear about and what they have questions about. So I'm going to leave that up to you. So give me a write down to seanG04@gmail.com. Okay. Now, that came up kind of crazy on the prompter at the bottom. But anyway, if you feel that this ministry has benefited you in any capacity, whatever it is, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, if it's in your heart, to donate, right? Investing, donation. If you don't do it here, do it somewhere because once again, how do we love our fellow man? Well, there's a million different ways, but one of them is to invest in the things that are helping people to be better, to experience the things that they love. And that's huge. That's huge. And I'm sure that's huge to you as well. Okay. So if you get the opportunity, Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com, Apple Pay upon, got to get it out. Apple Pay upon request, but Venmo and PayPal usually does the trick. So thank you in advance for that. And if you do decide to do that, what I'm going to do is send you the Endless Prosperity Pack. Now, so if you noticed last year, all 55, 56 videos were about prosperity. Were about money consciousness and understanding the presence of God and how that transfers into supply. And so if you really want to upgrade your consciousness in that regard, there are 5 videos, 5 handpicked videos that I have chosen that if you watch those through and through and you take notes and you really listen to the backstory, the subconscious intent behind them, you will transform the way you operate financially. And this is, I'm going to sit here. I'm guaranteeing this. And they say you can't guarantee anything, but I guarantee you this because these are principles, right? And principles, when used correctly, they are effective, right? So if you decide to give that gift, Endless Prosperity Pack is yours. No matter what size the gift is, just know it's there for you. All right. Whew. That took me 7 minutes, but it's all gravy. Let's get into today's message. There we go. Heart of Christ Ministry 2001, The Unstoppable Power of I Am. I am, I am, I am. So if you look at last message that we did, got to get back into this. It's like it's flowing, but my brain is not registering. The last message talked about I am God. Okay, so this is kind of the same, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a bit further and I'm going to give you, I got 3 I am powerful phrases that when used, and I'm going to show you how to use it to get the most effectiveness out of it. When used, it can transform life in a very, very, very fast capacity, right? Because life is just consciousness outpictured. Whatever you're holding inside of you is outpicturing itself in what we call reality, which is only perceived reality. It's only us outpictured, okay? But that's a whole nother message. But anyway, when we think of I am, and we talk about I am in the Bible, we talk about I am, most people say, well, what does I am mean, right? So I am is, first and foremost, it's the name of God, right? It's what God went by when he spoke to Moses. And when Moses asked, who should I say, who sent me, says, I am that I am, right? So, but if you're not familiar with that, that can be sort of hard to understand and also relate to your life. So what we want to do with that is we want to expunge or extrapolate a little bit more on it so you can use it in your life right now. Okay. And so notice I said, understanding the subconscious intent behind words, behind phrases. Okay. And so why is that important? Because here's the thing. If you read a book and you read that book with the idea of concentrating on the subconscious, the spirit of the words, guess what? That book is going to transform your life. But if you're reading this book on a surface level and you're not really understanding that what you're reading is true when it resonates with you, it's going to produce a superficial result, right? Same with these videos, right? So if you watch these videos and you're subconsciously feeling what I'm saying, you're feeling that subconscious intent behind me, it's going to transform everything about you because that's what it's meant to do, right? It's never about the surface. It's always about what's underneath the surface. And this is where, discernment comes in a lot of times because it can tell you whether or not if something is for you or not, right? But we always want to focus on the deeper meaning, the deeper aspect right, that unfolds from the message, right? So when we think of I am, I am. And I love to say it slowly. I love to say it feelingly, because I am is the ultimate power in the universe, and it is in you and I, in everyone. That's the imaginative, creative essence that God has placed within each of us, right? So when we think of I am is the creative power in everything, right? I am is everything. It is all things. It is all present. It is omnipotent, omniscient, right? It is, it just is. That's the best way to put it, right? Baba Muji called it isness, because it just is. It doesn't have to be anything else, but that is what makes it so powerful, right? So I want to share something with you, because this phrase in itself has unspeakable power, but it does not work unless you have an understanding, right? And how important is understanding? Understanding is very important. And a great analogy is, imagine if you got into your car and you didn't have the understanding of how to make it work, right? That would be a frustrating experience, right? Or even better, imagine somebody just dropped a brand new, sports car, your favorite car, but yet you didn't have any idea how to make it function. You didn't understand, right? And this is what happens, because when someone doesn't understand it, because what happens? They say, I am this, I am that, I am terrible, I am stupid, I am dumb, I am, broke, I am, and the power behind that, it's almost like your personal genie, in a sense, that it takes the inner God in you, and takes the inner God and injects it, okay? It injects it into the very thing that you placed I am in front of, right? So stay with me. So imagine all the power in the universe behind these two words, but more importantly, the essence of these words, not just the words themselves, but the meaning behind them, right? So I just say, I am, right? It's effective, but not as effective as if I say, I am, and I feel it. And every time I say that phrase, right? I called it a word, but it's actually a phrase. Every time I say that phrase, you know what happens? I get those, what they call them, the God bumps, the goosebumps, right? Because it's almost as if that creative power within me has awakened. Now, if I just go, I am, if I just say meaningless words, there's no power behind it. But if I say, I am strong, and I do this a lot when I'm in the gym, right? When I need energy, I am endless energy. And I say it not forcefully, but feelingly, right? And so I always have to know that, okay, what's the meaning behind this? What's the meaning behind this, right? So let's get into it. So what I've done is I've created 3 phrases that I'm going to explain here shortly, that when used, once again, I promise you, they will transform your life. But it's understanding the deeper meaning behind the phrase, right? Because if you just look at it as words, it won't mean jack, right? You got to look at it as, okay, what is the deeper meaning behind this? And so let's get into number 1. Okay. Now, I am, and see, I put a comma because it's important to establish that power. It's important to establish that power within this phrase, right? That's why it's so dangerous to put like, I am fearful, because guess what? That's what's going to attach to your creative power. circumstances to be fearful. And in this stuff, I'm telling you, I am is so powerful. You may not see it in the sense of a physical manifestation, but it could manifest as a thought that scares the living daylights out of you because you sit with feeling and emotion. I am scared, right? Keep in mind, it works more powerful than any other word, especially if there's conviction behind it, because the power comes in the conviction of what I know to be true. And if I believe that being scared and being fearful is true, that's what's going to happen to me, right? So we want to alleviate that. So we say, I am safe, right? I am safe. So when you think of safe, what does safe mean? You hear it now more so than anything else with the whole COVID-19 thing, because every time I talk to somebody and I leave them, they say, I am safe, right? I am, or sorry, not I am safe, but be safe, right? So with that being said, what tends to happen here is that safe means completely and utterly 100% away, right, from anything that would cause harm, right? That's the true meaning of safe. Safe means at peace. Safe means relax. Safe means calm. Safe means nothing to fear. Complete relaxation, complete ease. Okay? And so in that understanding, when I truly know the term safe and I go deeper to the deeper meaning, right? I just don't feel that on the surface, but I go to the deeper meaning. Guess what? Where there is fear and anxiety, I'm going to feel peace. Because if I feel safe, I feel relaxed, right? I feel relaxed. If I feel safe, I feel provided for. I feel like I'm in my true place, right where I need to be, right? When I feel safe, I feel there is no harm, right? So what happens when you put I am in front of safe? I am. You put I am in front of it, and all of a sudden, it amplifies everything in your world. All of a sudden, the greatest creative power in the world is making sure that every experience you come into is creating an experience that will cause you to feel and to be safe. And there's my laundry. It will cause you to be safe, right? I am does that. I am safe. And you know it works because the moment you say it and you said it with enough feeling and conviction, and everything you say like this needs to be said in a true sense, guess what? You're going to feel a sense of peace come over you, right? That's the beauty of the I am. There's no such thing as time and space as when God is concerned, right? It just happens. It's of a higher dimension, right? Some say fifth, but I think it's of the highest dimension, even higher than that, because I am all of a sudden is governing all of creation. So when I say I am safe, what happens? Safety reigns supreme in my life. It's being created and manifested in my thoughts and my feelings and what I see outside of myself. But it comes down to my conviction. And how do I get the conviction? I know it to be true. I have faith. I believe in it. I say it until it actually becomes true. And then once it becomes true for me, that's when I will begin to feel and to see things open up in that capacity. Okay? Number two, here's another one. I am well, right? I am well. What does well mean? Well means good. Well means well-being. Well means not lacking anything, right? It means that everything is well, right? Just like safe, when you're well, you're energized, you're at peace, right? You're poised. You feel as if everything is in harmony. And that's another good one. I am harmony, because it puts everything into alignment. But when I say I am well, here's the number one thing that this does. It immediately tells your subconscious that you are healthy, no matter what is happening, right? And understand, I am trumps everything. It trumps everything, right? So no matter if you're having a cough, no matter if you're having a scratchy throat, or your legs aching, or whatever it may be, you say, I am well. And you believe that with conviction, your cells respond. That's another thing. Our cells respond to what we believe and feel and know with conviction. So anytime anybody comes around saying, well, this person's getting sick, or that person's happening, when I tell you, I've been saying this since actually before even COVID started. I went a span of 9 years, almost 10 years without getting sick with anything, because I kept affirming, I am well. And it not only kept my health intact, it gave me endless energy. It expanded out to the other areas of my life, right? And it just basically created a set of circumstances, a set of feelings where, guess what? I am well. I feel well. Everything around me is well or good, right? So this one, especially if you are fearful, in addition to I am safe, if you're fearful of getting sick, I am well. I am well. Done deal. When I tell you get to the subconscious feeling of this, man, look out. Look out, right? Number 3, I am freedom. So this is my favorite, because what is freedom? Freedom is the opposite of slavery. And if you look at a lot of stuff today, there's a lot of slavery happening. Jobs, for the most part, are slavery, right? Because you have to work to get something, right? The boss doesn't pay you unless you do something for them, right? And it's a lot of times, I can guarantee you, it's not what you feel you're worth in some cases, but at the same time, that can be considered in a lot of cases, but not all, slavery, right? Another thing is, when you say I am freedom, it frees you from being emotionally attached or mentally or physically attached to stuff or to people, right? The opposite of freedom is bondage, and anything that creates bondage is not freedom, right? So when you affirm I am freedom, what happens? Everything that represents bondage in your life is about to be transformed, right? That energy is going to be transformed. And a lot of times what will happen, when I started affirming this, the very thing that was the opposite of freedom would basically, like lightning, come and show up. And it was like, holy moly, like what's happening? Well, it's bondage getting ready to be transmuted into freedom, right? Because the I am, once again, there is no time, there is no space. It can happen faster than I can snap my fingers, right? That's how God works. God is everywhere at all times in all things. So it doesn't have to be like, okay, well, I got to wait till next week, right? And if you find that it doesn't happen in that regard, it's just that somewhere along the lines you might be blocking it, right? But let's say, you're experiencing bondage in some area. Well, you sit down and you really you look at that statement first, and you begin to feel the deeper meaning behind it. And you say, I am. And I love saying it slow, because when I say it slow, it resonates deeper. I am freedom. I am freedom, right? And when you know the deeper meaning behind freedom, you already know the deeper meaning behind I am, the animating power of the universe. Guess what? Be ready, because it's going to show you freedom. It's going to lead you to freedom, because you are affirming and feeling with conviction that you are free, that you are freedom. So everything in your life has to resonate with freedom, right? It's a beautiful thing watching it happen. It's challenging at times, but it's still definitely worth it, right? So when you take these three phrases and you dwell on the subconscious meaning back of it, you concentrate and you feel. You don't have to say it a million times, but you say it to where you feel it. I promise you, your life is going to start changing. It's going to start changing your thoughts first, and then your feelings, and then you'll see your reality sort of shift from there. But it's that simple, right? The power of I am. All right. So that wraps up today's message. I had fun doing that. That's amazing. I am happy. All right. So if you have any questions about today's message or anything with that that deals with that or anything else, feel free to write to us, as we said in the beginning, SeanG04@gmail.com. Whatever you need, I'm here to help you as much as I possibly can. So don't hesitate to reach out. If you found today's message beneficial and helpful, or you found messages in the past beneficial or helpful, here's what I want you to do. Sow a seed today. Donate. Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com, Apple Pay upon request, but I think Venmo and PayPal should do without question. Okay. So thank you in advance for that. And when you do that, guess what? You're going to get a endless prosperity pack, which is 5 videos dealing with money consciousness, transforming it wherever you are. Even if you're making a lot and you want to make more, it will do that. If you're at the bottom of the barrel and you want to get to the top of the barrel and be financially independent, it will do that for you. 5 handpicked videos that I got to give to you for any size gift that you decide to give. It will be worth your wow, or in this case, worth your gift. Okay. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. I am Sean Robert Grant. This is Heart of Christ Ministry. Thank you for joining us. You have been fantastic in every sense of the word. Make sure you join us here soon, and we will catch up to you later. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care.
Every dream begins with a vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can. A vision that ignites the endless power to make all